Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made the best chicken tortilla soup on such like a rainy day finally. So I'm just starting out with some corn tortillas. I like to make homemade tortilla strips in the oven, so I just like to cut them up into little strips, do as much as you'd like, and then I like to drizzle them with some oil and salt. I'm telling you, making your own tortilla strips is way better than buying these store-bought already made tortilla strips. You can even fry these if you'd like, but I just like to do them in the oven. So again, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of vegetable oil on these, mix that up, and sprinkle with some salt. These go in the oven at 350 degrees, and you really just want to watch them and move them around so they don't burn. Next, I'm going to get started on my tortilla soup. So I'm adding 1 can of a red enchilada sauce. This is something that I swear by now and I will always do. I'm just going to also add in some water, which will be chicken broth once I add in the bouillon. I'm also going to add 1 can of black beans and 1 can of corn. I unfortunately do not measure how much liquid I add. I just knew that I wanted to make enough to have for 2 nights, and also I made a couple chicken breasts, so enough for that. I'm slowly going to add in my chicken bouillon powder. I like to do 1 teaspoon at a time and kind of taste test and add if I need more. I ended up adding the entire can of enchilada sauce. I just did little by little because I didn't want to make it too enchilada saucy, if you know what I mean. Now I'm going to begin seasoning the soup, so I'm going to add in some cumin and some taco seasoning. I'm also going to add in some garlic salt. You just want to bring everything to a boil, that way it can all start cooking together. Once everything is nice and hot, it's time to add in the chicken. So I just cooked up a couple chicken breasts and shredded it. Nothing special, and I'm just going to add that right into the soup. You want to make sure to keep the soup nice and hot and boiling, that way it can break down the chicken, make it a little bit more softer and break up the big chunk. You really just want the soup to simmer together for about 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure all the flavors really come out. This is how everything looked when it was done. We just topped it with some cheese, avocado, jalapeno, and those tortilla strips. This was so good. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I wanted to make some flatbreads. I wanted to make like a veggie flatbread. I ended up making another flatbread, which you will see as well. But I'm going to just start off cutting up all of my vegetables. So I'm just going to cut up some yellow onion. If I had red onion, I would have used that instead, but this is all that I had. And then I will cut up my zucchini. I'm going to cut up the whole thing. I am not a pro vegetable chopper, so if you have a better way of chopping any of these, let me know. Next, we are going to chop up my favorite thing, fresh jalapenos. Of course, I had to include jalapenos. Now this next vegetable is reaching. I'm not a huge tomato lover. I like them on like sandwiches and stuff. This is something that I am stepping out of my comfort zone for. This plate of veggies looked so cute. Next, I'm going to work on my chicken. If you are vegetarian, you could totally just omit any meat at all, but we needed a little bit of protein, and my husband needs meat, basically. I am just going to chop up a couple chicken breasts into really small bite-sized pieces. I will cook this before they go on the flatbreads. Before I assemble any of the flatbreads, I'm going to cook up the chicken in a little bit of olive oil. I just had that heating up in my pan. I'm going to season with my favorite seasoning, Cajun seasoning, and a little bit of garlic powder. I am just going to cook up this chicken until it is all the way cooked through. Once the chicken is done, it is time to assemble the flatbreads. I just have these 2 large flatbreads from Trader Joe's. I decided to cut them in half and make 2 different flatbreads so nothing went to waste. So I'm also making a barbecue chicken flatbread. So for the barbecue one, I'm just going to spread some barbecue sauce on both pieces. I'm going to layer with some Monterey Jack cheese as well as some cheddar cheese for some color, and then I will top with the onion and jalapeno and chicken. If I'm ever making a build your own pizza, my favorite is either barbecue chicken or a pesto chicken. And of course, I'm going to layer up on the jalapenos because this one is like mostly mine. I'm going to throw this one in the oven and then work on the other one. So for this one, I'm going to layer some ranch on the bottom. My husband really likes ranch sauce on like pizza or really anything. So I'm going to do that for the base, and then I'm going to sprinkle some Monterey Jack cheese as well. And then I'm going to layer on the vegetables. So first I'm going to layer on the zucchini and then the onion, chicken on top, and then the tomatoes. I just thought it would be too hard to layer zucchini if I had chicken already on there. I'm just going to do a few jalapenos on this one, and then I'm going to layer on the chicken and tomatoes. This is how everything looked when it was done. This was actually really good. I was surprised at how good this one was. I would definitely make this again. The last meal I'm going to be showing you is actually breakfast. I really wanted to make these breakfast tacos. I've been craving them. I'm first going to start off with my hash browns. These are just the rounds we really like. I'm going to get those in the oven first. Next, I'm going to work on my bacon. I'm just going to cook up a couple slices of bacon. I really like maybe one slice and that's it. I'm just going to mess with this bacon and cook it until it is all the way cooked through. I like to set it on a paper towel to finish draining the excess grease. Once the bacon was done, I just removed it, and I like to get rid of the excess grease by putting it in a cup and letting it harden. I'm going to work on the eggs, so first I'm going to lay down some butter and get that all hot. I like to cook my scrambled eggs on a medium-low, so I have it on like a 2 to a 4. So I'm going to slowly cook my eggs and mix them all up. I definitely don't have a special way of doing this. I just like the low and slow method. Once the eggs were done, it was time to assemble the tacos, so I just like to warm up some corn tortillas, put down some eggs, cheese, bacon, avocado, and hot sauce. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.